Hi beauties! Thanks so much for coming back to my channel, or if you are new here, hello. My name is Jacob. I'm a makeup enthusiast here on YouTube. In today's video, I wanted to do a chit-chatty, get ready with me type of video where I'm going to answer some questions to help you guys get to know me a little bit better. I'm going to be doing a makeup look using a random palette.
I did decide that since nobody left me any comments on my last video for any palettes that they wanted me to use, that I would just go ahead and use the app on my phone here.
Spin the wheel, and on the app I've made a wheel with all of my eyeshadow palettes on there. And just to show you guys, those are all the palette names. Here's the settings, just to see, like, fair mode's on. I don't have any repeats. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna spin this to find out what palette we're gonna use. So we're gonna go ahead and spin the wheel here
And see which palette we get.
We're going to be using an unmentionable palette today.
I don't know about that. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it.
So we ended up getting the Blue Bud palette in the random palette choosing. I'm going to go ahead and grab that, and we will jump right into getting this look on and starting to answer some questions. Okay, beauties, so I am back. I have the palette in front of me now. I do want to get my eyes primed. So I'm going to be using the Revolution Cut Crease Canvas in the Halo shade. And I like to take it on the back of my hand and then pick it up with a nice fluffy blending brush. I'm going to take the Dew Color #1 brush. Like I said, a nice fluffy blending brush. I'm going to pick that up on the back of my hand. I like to dab off excess product. I did also want to ask you beauties, do you guys prefer long form content, or do you like the shorter videos where I'm doing voiceover and just kind of explaining the look, or like a chit-chatty kind of video like this? Which would you guys like to see more of? Before I forget, beauties, if you haven't already, I would really love it if you would consider liking, commenting, and subscribing down below if you haven't already. And now that I've got all my eyeshadow primer on, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to dive into the palette. I also wanted to ask you guys, have you noticed any difference in the lighting? I filmed my last video. If you haven't watched it, I'll link it up there in the cards. I filmed my last video and it was a 3-look video. The first look, I only had my one ring light. In the process of filming the other 2 videos, I got my hands on a second ring light, and I'm liking the lighting a lot better. I feel like it's a lot more even, but I just wanted to know what you guys thought.
I did also just realize that I forgot to turn on some other lights, so that's gonna bother me. Great. But inconsistency, I'm not gonna turn them on.
So I'm just going to give you guys references to the colors that I'm using, not the shade names. That way, if you do have this palette in your collection, you can go ahead and follow along. Or if you're using your singles or whatever you may be doing, you can just look for a color that would dupe out the one that I'm using. I'm going to start by using this fluffy Luxie 229 tapered blending brush. I'm gonna pick up...
Do I wanna do a blue look? The only thing I have to do right now is take my mother to the doctor at noon, so I'm not trying to go ham, but
let's do something fun. I'm gonna take a like purple or maybe even like a royal blue shade. I'm gonna tap that in the outer V and blend out into a wing shape. The first question that I have for y'all is, what are my pronouns? So genuinely do not have a preference of pronoun. Any pronoun is fine with me as long as it is said with respect. Generally, in everyday life, people assume that I am male as I was born and assigned male at birth, but I do identify as non-binary, meaning that I am pretty fluid with gender. I don't like to put myself in the box of being your socially acceptable and normal boy or man in the world. I don't think that clothes or shampoo or deodorant or anything that doesn't need to really be genderfied should be. And that's pretty much how I've always felt since I was a kid. I always wanted to wear girls' clothing. I loved the idea of makeup when I was a kid. I just never had the balls really to tell my mom or my dad, like, hey, I don't want to wear these boy clothes. I want to go shopping with my sister where she's shopping in the girls section. Like that, like the girls section. Like, why?
Like, why can't there just be pants, shirts, shoes?
You know? And then like people can just figure out what they want to wear. But anyway, so pronouns. He, him, she, they. You can literally call me whatever you want. Like I said, as long as it says with respect, I will be just fine with answering to it. That's just how I feel. Gender is pretty much a social construct that I think we should demolish. So this is where I'm at right now. It is kind of patchy, but I'm not done yet. I do want to I'm gonna go in with a really fluffy brush from Trixie, the P07. It's a pointed taper blender brush, but it is pretty fluffy. I'm gonna use I'm trying to describe the color. It's like a baby blue. Yeah. I'm going to use this baby blue color. And I'm actually going to mix this baby blue with the color that's right next to it, and it's like a baby pink because I want to do kind of like a purple thing. And I'm just going to start to blend around this edge with that. And I am just really playing in makeup today. I don't have any plans or ideas of where I want to go, obviously, because I had
no idea what palette I was even going to be using. The fact that I'm wearing all blue is just the fact that I like the color blue. I swear I did not know what palette I would be using and that I would even be doing a blue look with it.
The next question is, what is my birthday and my sign? I am born May 26th, so my sign is the Gemini. You know, a lot of people have some gripes with Geminis, and they have a lot to say about the Geminis. I'm not here for any of it. I definitely have two sides to me. I feel like I have kind of two kinds of ways of thinking about something, about one thing in my head. I'll go over it from two different viewpoints. As far as my emotions are concerned, I can go from hot to cold. So I do believe that that's true. In the Gemini, we are very 2-in-1. But I think that just makes us interesting. That kind of is pretty. I do like that. That helped to blend the edge of that first royal purple shade that we had going on. But yes, answer to question number 2. I was born in May on the 26th, and I am a Gemini. I use the CoStar app, and that will tell me more information about myself, I guess.
So I am Capricorn ascending. Don't know what that means. Then it says Aquarius, then it says Aries, then it says Gemini, then it says Virgo, Scorpio, and the last one is Capricorn. So it's like Capricorn, yeah.
If you know what that means, let me know.
It says my sun is in Gemini, my moon is in Aries, ascendant in Capricorn, Mercury in Gemini, Venus in Gemini, Mars in Aries, Jupiter in Virgo, Saturn in Aquarius, Uranus in Capricorn, Neptune in Capricorn, Pluto in Scorpio.
So if y'all know any more about astrology than I do, please just go off. Let me know. Tell me about myself, okay? So number 3 is, where am I from and where am I living now? So if you guys don't know, I am born and raised in Florida. I was there for 18 years after I graduated high school. Literally the night that I graduated high school, I stayed up all night with my friends. And then the next day I drove some of my friends back home on my way home. And then I got into a car and drove to Colorado, where I live now. I'm gonna be taking this domed blending brush that I got in an Amazon set, and I'm gonna be grabbing kind of like a deeper baby blue, maybe like a sky blue shade. And this is gonna go right into my crease here. So yeah, I graduated high school in 2011, and on top of it being the night that I graduated, it was also my birthday. So yeah, I was kind of celebrating graduation and my birthday, and also not celebrating the fact that I was moving away from all of my friends that I had ever known in my life. I am in contact with a lot of the people that I knew in high school and that were there the night that I left, so I am very proud to say I'm going back into that first shade, that the friendships that I made and the friendships that I kept, I still have kept. And even though time changes things and time changes people, I think that we're all still fully capable of hitting each other up if we ever needed something. And whenever we come back together, it's like I never left. This is my only gripe, seriously. there's only been one friend from Florida who's ever visited me here in Colorado. But I definitely appreciate her just for even including me and coming to see me. It was really great, and we had a lot of fun. So that's what that's looking like. I'm gonna catch this other eye up just to speed things along, and then I'll be right back. Okay, beauty, so I'm back and I got the eyes caught up. I did just go in, like I said, with the first shade, deepen that up, and then blended it back again with the sky blue shade in my crease. And now I'm taking that brush that I picked up, the baby blue and the baby pink, and mix them together to make that kind of purpley shade. Just doing that again on the brush, and I'm gonna pop that through the crease just to get some more blending going. That is where I grew up, and now I'm living in Colorado. I've been here since 2011. I wouldn't say I love it, but I wouldn't say that I hate it all the time. But I definitely have not formed as many friendships as I have in Florida here. When I first moved out here, I was making a fair amount of friends, but the thing that I noticed most was that, like, in that group of friends that I had made when I first originally moved here, I saw them like them behaving like I would behave with my friends. Like, we had grown up together, we knew each other, so we had these inside jokes and these ways that we would talk or say things, and we would just get what we were saying, even though someone like me who wasn't from here and hadn't grown up with them wouldn't know what they were talking about. So it was kind of like eye-opening to just be in a brand new place. I'm going in with that brush that I applied my eyeshadow primer with just to further blend around the edges here. Other than that, I would say it's pretty cool living here. I definitely love that in Colorado you have seasons, you have different weather, but in Florida it's basically just hot, humid heat, and then you get a little bit of winter for maybe like a month at the most. But yeah, you know, climate change. Who's to say what's gonna happen in the future? I'm gonna put the deepest blue shade that I can find in this palette. It's like a deep, deep navy blue with the R2 Fluffy Eye Brush from Revolution. And this is going to go into my outer V, and then I think I might take it through my crease just to get a nice deep contrast whenever I cut the lid. So I applied most of the product to my lash line, and now I'm just blending up on a diagonal to the crease from my lid. What are some of my bad habits?
Which, as I just mentioned before, I had one, and I can't remember it.
So that's a bad habit. I would say another bad habit that I have is I get really like obsessed with things, like different hobbies or activities that I could be doing, spending my money on, and then I'll literally jump into it head first, and sometimes that'll get me in trouble financially. One of my ultimate bad habits that I would love to quit is smoking. Jacob's a smoker. Yes, everybody, I smoke. I've smoked since I was probably too young to smoke, like to buy my own cigarettes.
At one point in my life, I did tell myself repeatedly that I would quit smoking when I turned 25. Obviously, that did not happen because I'm still smoking and I am not 25 anymore.
But I do really want to quit smoking at some point in my life.
Or at least become one of those people who only needs like one cigarette a year or something just to like get through a really rough day, or to reward themselves for making it through a year without smoking cigarettes.
One day. I know it'll happen one day. Other bad habits that I might have. I used to bite my nails a lot. I quit that. I do that a lot. That's different. But when I talk, I just smack my lips. I realized that filming videos for YouTube, I'm taking it through the crease now. I am kind of keeping most of the product on my mobile lid because I don't want to take away from the blue that we put in the crease, but I do want it to just peek through that depth whenever, like I said, I cut the crease later. Other bad habits. I'm selfish. I can definitely be selfish. I know that about myself. I know that I don't want children because I am selfish. Like, I will never, sorry, I'm doing laundry right now too. Good habit, I'm a great multitasker.
But yeah, I don't think I could ever put, like, I don't want to have to, you know what I mean? Like, and that's why I know I never want to be a parent.
Now, there's a difference. Like, say, God forbid, something would ever happen to my sister and my parents and X, Y, and Z, and I needed to take care of my nieces or something, like, that's completely different. I'm not gonna abandon them Like, I will do my duty and take on responsibility. But as far as me making the decision to actively, going back in with that first shade now, that actively get children involved in my life and become a parent, because I'm not going to be with a woman in the traditional sense to make a child. I wouldn't want to go through that and then ultimately just end up being like, I'm a terrible parent. So I would say that's a good amount of bad habits for you guys to have. We'll move on to the next question. What is my favorite go-to song or artist to put me in a good mood? I thought about this for a while because I'm really, really bad at picking favorites. Like, I just don't like it. I hate to pick favorites because like I said, I'm of two minds a lot of the time. So, well, what if I'm in this mood and this song gets me into a better mood when I'm in this mood? But this song will get me into a good mood no matter what. And that is the song Vienna by Billy Joel. If I listen to that song, no matter what I am feeling, no matter what mood I am in, I will go to this like reminiscent place in my head and I just become calm and everything is okay for the like 4 minutes that song runs. That's definitely the like emotional support song, I would say. And then just taking that deepest shade, going back through any girl group from the 90s, the Megan, Adele, Lizzo, put any of them on and I'll be good. Recently, I've really been vibing to Megan. Like, Megan's just my jam. Britney, I love me some Cher, even though Cher is like every generation. My favorite holiday, I would say my favorite holiday definitely would be a tie between Halloween and Thanksgiving, but basically anything that happens in the fall. Fall is my favorite season. I just love the weather, just getting to just all comfy. But yeah, I would definitely say Halloween and Thanksgiving. Now, jumping into getting my crease cut, I did want to maybe try this new tool that I got. I was automatically convinced to buy this because of Nikki Tutorials. She is something else, that Nikki. Definitely did not need this, but let's give it a whirl.
I'm going to take that cut crease canvas again. I'm just going to slide some on the back of my hand.
I'm just going to dip in half of it because I just want to do a half of a cut crease.
I'm going to close my eye. Oh! I'm going to try to do this on frame. So basically what I did was I put the corner into my eye socket and then I'm just stamping. And I already can tell that this is, yeah, not doing it for me. But I am going to go ahead and do the other side because let's just give it a whirl. I am going to clean off this side before I do the other side though, just because I don't want that to get on my outer V where I did all that work.
So just stamping it on this side now.
Pop it into my socket. This is definitely weird. Yeah, I don't know if I love this.
This thing, I think it was like $5 on Amazon. If you have a really hard time doing a cut crease, I guess I could see it helping some people, but I'd rather just do a freehand cut crease. So let me go ahead and get this cut and then I will be right back again. I'm back and I did cut my crease, but I got a little crazy with it. I think that stamp just didn't do what I needed it to do. So I went back in and reapplied some stuff. Now I'm just cleaning up where I had cut my crease originally. Rewind a little bit because I did not let you guys know. When I was talking about my bad habits, I mentioned that I love to just dive right into things, right? Let's talk, guys. So recently I've gotten obsessed with the TikTok world of scooping crystals. And y'all, when I tell you I got obsessed, it's bad, okay? So I'm gonna take this Kimchi Chic Pot de Creme in Emerald City. I'm gonna use this as a base for my shimmers. I'll use my GLMR. So recently got obsessed with that. I'm pretty sure that when I'm done filming this video, I'm gonna be filming an intro and an outro to an unboxing video because I ordered...
Oh, this is beautiful.
I ordered several scoops from one of the TikTok people that I follow. And yesterday when I was hanging out with my sister and my nieces, they helped me unbox the packages that I got. So I'm probably going to film an intro and an outro to that unboxing and show you guys some of the crystals that I got. I did already give some to my sister and my nieces, and I also bought some to give away as Christmas presents. This is so pretty. This is just the base, but wow, that's gorgeous. So yeah, definitely a bad habit of mine that I just throw away money on things that I become infatuated with. And like, am I mad that I bought them? No.
These do dry pretty fast, so let's try just dotting it on my eye. I really hate doing that, but hoping that this will help me spread it faster. Oh yeah, that worked.
And with these kimchi pot de cremes, they are a liquid eyeshadow and they are more of a metallic, but they do have a fantastic sheen. As you can see, these are so pretty. But they do have the Diamond Shards liquid eyeshadows as well, and those are definitely more glittery than the pot de creme. But both are great eyeshadows themselves, just by themselves, but also I love to use them as a nice base to just add some enhanced effect to whatever shimmer you're gonna put on your lid. Yeah, another thing that I just delved right into was crochet. A job that I had maybe 4 years ago. There was a girl there who worked on my team. Her name is Antoinette, and she was so nice.
She would sit on the phone and she would crochet things, and I was just like fascinated watching her. And I asked her if she would teach me how to do it, and she did. And ever since then, I was like, I'm a crocheter.
I also, after that, learned to knit because a lady at the next job that I had after that one, she's still one of my best friends. Her name's Flo. She had all this yarn and knitting needles, and she never used it. She was kind of like me in that way, where she would get obsessed with things and like go ham. I love you, Flo, if you're watching this, and you probably are. I love you so much, Flo. But yeah, I'm gonna dive into a kind of like tealy blue shimmer. Like that. And that's gonna go basically all over where I put Emerald City. I'm gonna save room right here because I'm gonna go in with a deeper blue shade to kind of marry the outer V with the lid.
But yeah, she gave me all these knitting needles and a bunch of yarn, so I learned to knit.
And then getting into watching YouTube when I first started makeup, I got into a lot of different things like tie-dye, painting.
I'm not the most avid painter, but I do love to paint.
Girl, take me out to a sip and paint anytime. And then, of course, getting into makeup, that was definitely and probably the most prevalent one that is still got its grips on me. But yeah, so now that I've backtracked a little bit, just to let you guys know, like, I was serious. What are some of my favorite TV shows or movies that I love to watch and rewatch? Well, as you guys probably have noticed, in my last video, there was a screen poster there. I've flipped it around a little bit. If you guys want a room tour, let me know in those comments below because my Scream wall. Scream, definitely one of my all-time favorite movies. Probably, it is my favorite movie of all time. I'm gonna go in with the deep blue for the outer V into the lid here. And I am getting a lot of fallout, so if you are using the same palette that I'm using, definitely do your eye makeup first. Really any horror franchise like Halloween and Freddy and Texas Chainsaw, that looks pretty. Jawbreaker is another great one. Any franchise of RuPaul's Drag Race, I watch them continuously. Buffy the Vampire Slayer is my jam. The Desperate Housewives. I love a reality TV show competition like Survivor, Hell's Kitchen. I am definitely a TV movie person. I can go on forever and ever about things that I will watch on a loop. I'm gonna pop this Diamond Shards. This is called World Dominance. This is probably my favorite one. It's like a white, but it's like a rainbow.
I'm gonna put it on my inner corner. I want to clean my inner corner first. Y'all are about to see the fallout. Look at that.
I'm gonna pop that right on the inner corner with the wand. So pretty. And then I'm gonna take this little tiny lip brush, the P01. This is just gonna help me tap that into the crease. We're gonna go in with this white shimmer. Can't even see it on the brush. Nice icy white.
I'm just filling that up into the crease. And if you guys have been here, you know I just like to take my inner corner and tap it up into where I cut my crease. And I really don't know why I started doing that, but I just love the effect that it has, so I continue to do it.
Am I a morning or am I a night person? And that is hard to say because I'm filming this right now at 8 o'clock in the morning and I seem pretty awake. I'll say I'm not a morning person. I definitely can be a night owl. I don't often anymore, but I definitely used to pull all-nighters all the time. My Gemini is coming out and I could be a morning or night person. Just depends on what day you catch me.
And what you have planned, because if we're going out, like, hey.
But if we're not, why? Why am I not going to go to bed and wake up early to get stuff done?
Guys, this is pretty much the eye. I am going to probably pop something on the brow bone. Let's do that. Why am I just, like, trying to avoid it with you guys?
I'm going to take the beautiful Moon Cruiser highlighter from Kaleidos, and this will be my brow bone highlight. This kind of denser, but still flat shader brush. It's from Zorea. So that is Moon Cruiser on the brow bone. Don't know if you'll really be able to see a difference yet, but I'm gonna hop off, finish up the questions once I have my base on. I'm just gonna prime with my NYX Bear With Me primer, and then I'll do probably a tinted hydrator or just a tinted moisturizer today. I'll use the Wet n Wild Bare Focus Tinted Hydrator in light medium. I'm gonna pop these on and then I'll come back to do everything else. Okay, beauties, so I am back. I got concealer on. I used my NYX HD Studio Photogenic Concealer in CW01. I also got my powder on. I just used my usual combination of e.l.f. and Physicians Formula. I also put on some cream contour, and I just used my usual unmentionable liquid lipstick that I usually use. And got my brows on, just using my usual NYX brow pencil in brown and the Set Me Up brow gel from Sheetlam. Now that I've got everything on the face caught up, I'm gonna finish off the eyes, diving in first with the deepest navy blue shade that we used. Going to put that in the outer V here. The next question I have is, what are some of my favorite books? So I really do just have to say, even though the woman who wrote the books and brought them into my life is no longer someone I care for because she is just so close-minded and ignorant, the Harry Potter books are essentially the reason that I love reading. Before I read the Harry Potter books, I honestly didn't even know how to read. They came out when I was in the 3rd grade for the 2nd time because I got held back for not being able to read. And when my parents bought me the first book, I remember they would make me read in their room at night before I went to bed every school night. When they first got it for me, they didn't realize that I was not really reading it. I was sitting at the end of their bed, flipping the pages while I watched TV with them. And one night while I was doing so, I remember the preview for the movie came on.
And the preview for that movie was so cool, and I was so obsessed. I was like, oh my god, I have to see this movie.
But I was like, I should probably figure out like what happens. I don't know why, but it just like happened like that. Like I was like, I have to read this book now and figure out what's gonna happen in this movie before I see it. And so literally right then and there, I started over and read the entire book within, I would say, like a week. And from that point on, I had just been obsessed with reading. But some other ones that I can reread over and over again are definitely Stephen King. The book it's huge and it takes forever to read, but it's such a good read. I could read it over and over and over. I loved the series of Unfortunate Events when I was a kid. Those were always really fun. So I definitely say that Harry Potter was a major influence in getting me to start loving to read. And then from there, I just really really grabbed everything and anything that I could. I'm going to take that same highlighter that I used for my brow bone. I'm going to use the P06 from Trixie. I'm going to pick this up, and this will be the inner corner highlight shade. That is pretty much the eye look all completed. Now we're going to jump into getting the face done. For my contour and bronzer, I think I'm going to take my Laura Geller medium Baked Balance and Brighten foundation powder. This is what I'm going to use for my contour. For bronzer, I'm just gonna pop on the butter bronzer from Physicians Formula. This Trixie P13 brush for that. Don't want to go too ham on the bronzer today. Going really light-handed with the bronzer. And for blush, I want to try this Lovecraft Beauty blush palette that my friend at work, Mandy, gave me.
And I did pop in a single blush because this was pretty much panned when she gave it to me from my collection, and just to make this a cute little blush trio. And I think I'm going to pop this one in the backs right here of my cheeks, and then this one on the apples.
Using the P11 blush brush from Trixie. This has really become my favorite blush brush, honestly. So diving in with Althea. Kind of like a brick red. And I'm gonna grab Dolphine, which is that middle orange shade. I love blush. I feel like my cheek's looking a little muddy right here. I'm just gonna take my sponge with nothing on it. Just dab right over that. Bring it back down. Much better. So we are pretty much almost done here. I've got just one more question for you guys to get to know me a little bit better. I do apologize about
being all over the place. If this is all over the place, I'll definitely try to chop it together better in the editing. But anyway,
I do want to pop on a highlight. So I think I'm going to mix two of my Kaleidos highlighters. I'm going to mix Diamond Dasher, this beautiful like peachy pink, and then the Moon Cruiser that we've been using on the eyes. Grabbing a fluffy blending brush. This one from Lab Squared. Picking up Moon Cruiser. Focusing this one more on the highest points and wrapping it around to meet with the brow bone highlight. I'm picking up Diamond Dasher, and I honestly don't think I've ever used this one. And that is the highlight. This is so gorgeous. Let me figure out the lips, and then I will come right back for the last question and just to wrap things up. Alrighty, beauties, so I'm back. I did this cute little lip combo of a Dominique Cosmetics Lemonade Lip Gloss in Peach Tea, and then I believe this is the shade Rose. It's a She Glam lip liner. That is the lip combo we have going on today. And to wrap this video up, what are some of my biggest fears? I would definitely say heights is at the top of that list, as well as any kind of bug that is not a ladybug or butterfly. I'm not a fan of either of those things at all, and getting me on a roller coaster or anywhere that's going to take me really high up is probably going to take a little bit of persuasion and possibly some tranquilizers. Bugs are just, yeah, a no-go. I really wanted a pet lizard at one point, but then I learned that you have to feed that pet crickets, and crickets are one of my biggest fears. Crickets, grasshoppers, ugh, they're just terrifying to me. So beauties, that is the final look that I did using this unmentionable palette that we got in the random palette bingo. I think that the look came out really well. I am going to be, like I said, taking my mom to the doctor today. So yeah, we'll see how this goes over at the doctor's office. But other than that, you may see this look again because, like I said, I am going to be filming a video right after this of me unboxing some crystals for you just to show you guys how that went. So if you are interested in that type of video, definitely stick around because that will be coming up here shortly. Anything else you would like to see from me, definitely leave in those comments below, guys. All the love is so appreciated, and every time I get a new comment or a like or a subscriber, I am just giddy. I really do appreciate you guys joining me on this lovely journey that I am on, and if you haven't already, definitely think about liking, commenting, and subscribing down below. Otherwise, you guys, I do hope to see you in the next video. Have a great night or day, whenever or wherever you are watching this. Just stay safe and stay beautiful.
Excuse me. I cannot believe that.
Where'd it go? You better cut that crap out. You hear me?
I'm probably just going to reference the shade colors and not like the shade names or anything else. Sorry, I saw some hair.
Let's not assume our kid's gender anymore. Sorry if you don't like the knuckles cracking. It's a bad habit. God. I could watch it every single day and I would never get tired of it.
Don't come for me, guys, but those ones are just better to me. And I feel bad saying that because I really haven't even watched all the Friday the 13th. I do like the new one, but people will probably hate me even more for saying that. Like Jared Padalecki. Yummy, yummy, yummy.
Jared Padalecki.
Kimchi dime. Tell me why I should have used that. This is standing ovation. Oh, I should have used that.
I don't know where I'm going with this. This video is going to be a mess. And it does smell just, ugh. Buckmel. I love Buckmel.